and pretty cool. Sometimes the spirits skunk me. Sometimes they don't give me anything because either they can't energetically or they don't want to, and we can't make them. But if they do have something they want to say, then we're here to give them that opportunity. So all you happy souls here, especially Dad, we're looking forward to hearing from you. If you can, if you're able. Once I turn this on, it's kind of like a walkie-talkie. Just treat it like that. Just come over here and holler at it, and we might be able to hear you. And just do your best, because we want to give you your voice back. So please protect us from any harmful or negative spirits or energies that may come through to us, and only allow positive spirits or energies to come through. Okay. There we go. Hello? Hi? Who is that? You're going to have to try a little harder for me. Because I want to give you your voice to communicate if you want to. Whoa.
Or something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Family.
It's a family. I think that's what
I swear to God, right before that, it said radio check. I swear to God, it did. I swear to God, he said radio check.
What?
I wouldn't surprise you.
I get it. We'll have to review that. But
I can hear you, sir. Can you validate that you're part of the family? And I know this is hard.
That's some weird reception.
Yeah, it's getting a
in
little,
the back.
it's got a little weird. They may be too close to it energetically, but it's okay. Just try your best. I was gonna try to adjust it to make it easier for you.
I thought you were going to turn it off.
I'm not turning it off. I just want to give you an opportunity to communicate. Are you here watching out for the family? Just walk up to this box right here.
How's the hell off?
Yeah, it was so background though. That's so weird. I'm gonna try to turn that up. Okay, he said yes. I was thinking in my head, is that better? And I didn't actually say it.
Yeah. Never all doing that.
That's creepy, dude.
Said exactly.
Alright. Can you tell me who you are to the family? Do your best. Sometimes some spirits are just the way they interact with us, and so it interferes with it. Yeah. I'm trying to make it easier for you. Don't like that feedback. Probably nuts.
Hello.
That was a clear hello. That was Class A. That was Class A, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for playing. Oh, the female came here too.
Yeah.
Can you tell me who the female is? Either a name or something? Feedback is driving me nuts.
That's not normal.
I'm trying to work with you here, guys. But I want you to be heard. Yes? Can you tell me if you are the client's father? What? Trying to make it easier for you. You gotta work with me too. Sometimes when they get really like almost too close to the devices, it almost causes like a power surge through them.
Hi.
Hi.
The male energy that I feel. Can you tell me your name? Every time I ask them a question, they like rush up to it, and it gets really feedback-ish. This is your opportunity to speak to your family in any way you can. And I know that it's hard. I know you have to change your vibration to do it. So I get it. What the hell did that say?
Said pretty much.
Oh, okay.
I,
It was really fast. I know this is hard. But whatever you can do would be very appreciated. Can Dad come through and say something? Anything? Are you able? Say yeah or Dad.
thought it said Dad, but I'm not sure.
I know it's like learning how to ride a bike, right? You got to figure out where all the pedals are here. You can do it.
Dad.
Did you say I'm Dad? Yes? Is that you? Do you have any kind of messages for your family? Calm down.
Oh, hello.
Okay, yeah, just take your time. Okay. That's the right frequency.
I heard a wait in there.
Mm-hmm. Wait, and we're like, wait for what?
Yeah, what am I waiting for? I am waiting. I'm just trying to give you your voice back because you deserve it. I'll make sure that you are heard. Really? Could you tell me how old you are? Are you able to give me a number? I heard something, but it was really like fuzzed out. Can you repeat that one more time for me? I'm a little hard of hearing. Fine? Again. Alright, we can communicate, guys. We can do this. I really appreciate you guys interacting. I know you're trying very, very hard. I know this is changing your vibration completely. And I know that it's not easy for you to do. So I appreciate every small thing that you are trying to say right now. Thank you. Peace?
I don't know what, but it wasn't that. Henry, that was clear. I don't know who
Who's
Henry
Henry?
is. I don't know who that is, but the name is clear.
Candy bar, oh Henry.
What's that?
It's a candy bar. Alright, so what is your favorite car brand? Can you tell me that? Without freaking out my equipment here?
Who makes the best cars and trucks? Said it.
Jesus Christ, on a
Said
motorbike
it.
you did it.
Said it.
He said Chevy.
Holy crap balls! Thank you!
Awesome.
It catches me off guard when this stuff happens. I deal with this all the time. Thank you. Very helpful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, thank you so
Chevy
much.
trucks from beyond.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. What the hell? It was quick, but it was clear.
That's awesome.
He's like, I'm not saying anything else but that.
Clear.
You did a very good job. Thank you. Can you say anything else that they would find validating? Something that they would know or recognize? Is he drinking Coke on the other side and belching? But Coke and a smile, man. Thank you for stepping forward. Do you have any suggestions on the blessing? Alright. Alright, well, like, I'm gonna do alright on my own? Said something kind of validating. I'm trying to understand it. Well, I am pretty good at what I do. Thank you. Simmer down. How many spirits are here? Could you tell me a number of how many spirits are present?
Is somebody being a practical joker?
Sir, that's not funny. Try again. He laughed. And would he screw around like that? Would he really
Is that something he would do?
turn?
Does it sound like him? No? Okay. That's fair.
He's using
They use it for the frequency, yeah.
whatever frequency
Yeah.
available. Sometimes it's very hard.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good though for what
He's doing what he can, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pleased.
100, right.
Try again. How many spirits are here?
Actually. Would have or would have, something like that, some weird.
Is there something you need me to remove from space? Is there an energy you want me to get rid of? Is it from outside?
Get quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah. Would you suggest a little tar water? Possibly out there where I was feeling funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is kind of loud, I know. So, you guys have been making a lot of racket around here, speaking of being loud. Was that to get their attention? For some reason? Maybe you would like to tell me why? If you can. Objects. It's because it's moving or hiding objects. It said objects.
Yes.
Yes. Ooh.
That was super clear.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well.
That's awesome. So you're moving the objects to get their attention. Maybe because somebody needed help with their abilities. It's my guess. Is that what you're doing, Dad? Forcing her to get help? It's okay, she's come out of the spiritual closet. I think it said did it or something like that. So, yeah, we're here to help. And we're going to help them. We're going to make sure that they feel safe and they feel empowered to embrace their ability. Does that work for you guys? Is that all you wanted? Maybe to close that weird energy in the backyard. I don't like back there either.
It's the wonky spot.
Yeah. It's where I felt.
I think it said purge.
I get rid of it, don't you worry. Do you have your black soap?
No, I didn't bring the backup kit.
Okay. I'll use
What happened?
well, my paraffin spray has some in it.
Okay, that'll work.
I'll use my paraffin spray on it.
The one time I don't bring the
No, it's
backup
okay.
cleansing kit.
Paraffin spray has all of the things.
It has all the things.
That'll work.
Yes. That's what I'm sticking on that thing back there. It's spiritual napalm.
It really.
I'm just gonna. I don't. Whatever. For whatever reason, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Fantastic. He said fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks, Dad. I just don't like that energy. It's something's not perfect. And we're gonna make it better, right? You and me, Dad. We're gonna make it better. We're gonna get this fixed. So you don't have to worry so much about your family. You can still visit, of course. I don't know what you're doing for Christmas, but he wants you to save him a plate.
Aww.
Whatever that is worth.
Save the
Like I saw him pulling up to it, like setting up to a table. Yeah. I mean, it's like a mound of food going on.
It's gonna be a mountain because it's tamales.
Oh!
Oh, that's right.
Also, this big pile of food, he's like, and he looks really excited. Okay.
Well, you have.
You'll get your tamales. Are you happy now?
I bet you make really good ones too.
Oh,
It's
she's
getting better.
Learn as you go, right?
A good tamale. Precious.
So do you have any other advice for us or any other messages before we kind of let you just relax a little bit? Don't want to pressure you.
Argument.
Argument?
Arguments?
Maybe.
What are you arguing about? Don't worry, they're fine. They're fine. Relax. Just calm down, Dad. I get this, because I know you explained that he was more fatherly to you, but I feel like you represented something very significant for him, like that he didn't have.
Son.
Okay.
He can connect with the 2 sons.
Oh, you were the son he never.
Because there was that sort of bond, like because he's imparting in my mind that like you represented something equally as integral, so that makes sense.
My brothers did, like car stuff.
Oh, okay. They just didn't understand the stuff. Okay.
They didn't know how to use
Well, if it gives you any comfort, you were just as if not more important. Yeah. See. Thank you for agreeing with me.
Oh, he talks to you, but he won't tell.
Yeah, he's really
Wow.
He's very connected to you. It's really kind of special. It's nice to see that kind of connection.
It's kind of rare to have,
It's awfully special. Yeah. No, he's taking good care of his family, just like you would hope. You don't have to worry about anything.
love.
Yeah, I heard that. There's a lot of love here, so
Yeah,
and
I said you.
I said happiness, but
Oh, okay.
so you're okay? You're good? You don't need anything? Now is the time. If you need anything, now is the time to tell me. Alright. It's okay. What? I swear to God, it sounded like a burp and then a fart.
I know.
That would also be very much him.
Okay, I keep hearing the burps.
I'm like, what is that?
He was not the most
Eloquent.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a dude.
He was definitely a dude.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's all you've got.
Dude.
That's all you've got left.
I'm gonna take that as a yes, he's fine.
Sometimes the other side just really amuses me. Like, they keep me surprised all the time. So thank you very much for communicating. I appreciate you. You're welcome. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad that there's a lot of positive souls and a lot of love here. And we're going to bless the house, and all the loving energies are allowed to stay in the house. But anything negative or that's heavy or dark or doesn't belong, that will be leaving this evening. That is not optional. So all the positive energies, if you could help with the blessing, that would be great. Yeah, I know you're all excited. And we thank you very much for communicating, because I know it takes a lot of energy. So thank you for sharing your time and your energy and this space with me. So goodbye.
I think so. Like, goodbye.
Okay. Well, you guys have a good night and a very peaceful afterlife, and thank you for communicating. I do appreciate it. And nothing is allowed to attach to any of the equipment, to any of the investigators, to anyone who lives here, any guests or anybody that visits, or the animals. You are not to attach. You can go peacefully into the light. Does that work for everyone? Does that make sense? Hearts?
I think he said hearts, yeah.
Alright. Well, I love you guys too. Thank you. It's a dog. You love the dogs? Okay. Good night, everybody. Okay. That was something else.
That's very cool.
Any thoughts you can articulate, or is that going to take a minute to absorb what the heck just happened in your living room? 'Cause that was a lot.
I think he needed whatever that was more than I did. I mean, he's my dad, and he's had a hard time with my dad's passing. I have too, but I just
Yeah. Well,
push through.
you heal in different ways. I mean, grief is not a linear thing, and it's not the same for everybody.
Yeah.
So.
One thing when you asked, and we heard the word arguments.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We've had a lot of arguments lately.
That's what he's concerned about.
He's all being worry
He's
ward.
worry-ward.
And what's interesting is my husband always has to remind me, hey, I'm not your dad. Don't. Because we didn't always have the greatest relationship
Okay.
in the beginning. We did towards the end of his life, which was I will cherish forever
Of course.
to have had him. You know.
That's all I knew. All
And
I
that's
knew
all
was the
he's
cool
known.
Jerry, like the good guy Jerry.
So, yeah, things have been a little more
Well, then that's kind of just.
strenuous at times with us. Just
Well, Dad's trying to say, hey, I'm here to help, I'm here to support, I'm here to listen, but don't forget to communicate. To communicate with a purpose, communicate to each other in a way that we're hearing one another. You're not just saying stuff to be right, but you're saying stuff to get your feelings across, but then you're also pausing and listening to the other person.
Yeah.
It's that healthy, beautiful, positive exchange that can happen if you guys are aware of it. Clearly, Dad wanted you guys to pay attention to be aware of that, and now you are, and now you can move that direction of communicating to understand instead of just to
It's so
speak.
easy to get caught up in everything, kids and everything. Just
Yeah, no, life can be very, very inundating and very busy. So
And
just
forget you're on the
be
same
mindful.
team sometimes.
okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's, just
I didn't-
pause and take your time.
I didn't expect at all for my father-in-law to be a big part of this. I thought, it could have just been
Anything.
anything.
owner.
Previous owners, people that have
It could very
just.
But for
Been
him to
around.
step forward like that,
He's awesome.
I mean,
and that's really
the
helpful.
first thing that got me was the Chevrolet sign.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
It was. And he cued us into that pretty fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he sure
the jacket, the sweater, all that stuff. Like he, operating engineers was a union he was in. Vulcan was a company he retired from.
Oh,
That
okay.
jacket he gave to me, and I'm actually on the chase right now to be working for Vulcan too.
Oh wow.
Good.
Well, I'm gonna send you a lot of positive prayers and energy for that then.
And, I'm just I'm astonished. Like I didn't expect it. I didn't believe it. But I mean, just the simple little things that have been going on. You guys have honestly just made my freaking day.
Well, that's
That makes me
We're
so
happy.
happy.
You are very, very, very deserving.
Absolutely, 100%.
culture, yeah.
You
that's
needed this. You deserve this,
Yes, you do.
and it's an honor that we can be part of the healing process with you guys.
Absolutely.
Because we're not the end all wear all. We don't do everything, know everything, but to just be a piece of that puzzle to help you get in that direction. I mean, it's a privilege. It really is. So,
Aren't you emotional?
she's more contained. She'll probably cry later.
She'll process it later and then just don't.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm a delayed processor.
Oh, yeah.
You get
Okay.
delayed emotion.
Yeah, I'm delayed.
It'll be 2 days later, and then
In a
you're
couple
like,
hours, she'll be like, "What the hell just happened?"
No, totally. I'm definitely hours or days later that
It'll
everything.
hit you
Wow,
later.
that'll hit, yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be.
I'm a processor and he's.
And then he'll be all solid and then no
Yeah,
emotional,
see,
I
and
feel like
you're
it works.
support.
You guys are that yin and yang for each other. It's a good balance.
It's great.
It's a beautiful balance. But I think that was really cool that we got some validation on the spirit box too. I really am thankful for
Thanks,
for
Dad,
that.
for being a superhero.
Very very helpful guy.
What's hard is my mom has not been. They didn't have the best marriage, and so she, she's now alone in her home. And, this is something I would love to share with her, but she also is very deeply rooted in her Christianity.
Yeah.
And, where this stuff isn't really acceptable.
The
or-
Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
people.
I have struggled a lot with that, and I have discussed it on RAD Radio too. Is that I am the baptized Christian of the group. I have a strong faith, a deep faith.
Yeah.
But I also know, and through discussions with a lot of my pastors, people in my denomination, there has been a lot of discussions of how it's actually biblically supported
Absolutely.
to help and heal people in this way. But yeah, I mean, this is hard for some people to swallow.
Yeah.
And some people can never get around it and engage in that in-depth conversation of how this is actually a divine gift, to where if I wasn't listening to this call, just like, a pastor would get a call, like if I wasn't listening to this call to do this work, God would probably be really mad at me and be whacking me over the head somehow with something
get your
universal.
attention somehow.
Yeah, it's funny how like
So.
certain things are acceptable, right? Like in our faith, it's you can speak in tongues, you can be engulfed in all this stuff, and so like that's acceptable. Which to the outsiders would be like, that's very weird.
The speaking
You
in
speak
tongues
us-
creeps me out.
Right.
You're speaking a language that doesn't,
It sounds
stuff
like gargling
that.
goats. I don't like
There's
it.
like different.
It can be a little weird to some people.
aspects to it that you would be like, okay, you find that acceptable, but
But brings the science into it, it
spirits,
gets weird.
and you're just like that. But I think it's one of those, you're almost like welcoming spirits into your home instead of acknowledging the fact that they already are here, but you just
Yeah.
it's a different form.
Yeah.
But it's for my mom, like I would love to be able to sit there and say like, hey, this is happening, but for her it's so deeply rooted, like no,
She's terrified.
we don't
She
we
may
don't
not be
talk
able
about
to
that stuff.
swallow it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That part's okay, and I respect that in people. Like if they can't process it or they can't articulate it, that's okay. Our way of handling this is just making sure that we are giving people the best of what we can give them to have the validation. Yeah, the spirits are already here. And so that they're already existing. What we're giving you is the validation that you're not insane, that you're really having experiences to some degree, and to know that you're in control and you do have that divine protection and you have that angelic support around you, helping keep you safe and protected through whatever you're dealing with. I'm more about making sure people are empowered and knowing that
they're in control.
and that they're engulfed in that light and that safe energy. So while it's not necessarily for everybody's bad religious beliefs, that kind of stuff, I'm okay with that. But our group is very eclectic. I mean, we have a spiritualist, we have a Buddhist, we have a Christian.
All walks of life,
we have a little bit of everything in our group, and it's meant so we can understand that everybody comes from different backgrounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why I always had my reservations about telling people things, because what they would say is, I have discernment and
Yeah, the gift of discernment.
Exactly.
Precisely.
to sense those things, and so it's funny that that's a thing, but
But being a medium is too far.
it's I guess it's always like that weird line that has always been set to me since I was little in the church, things that are not acceptable versus you don't go to psychics because that's not acceptable, it's just like weird lines that are kind of blurry, because you're just kind of like,
They're very blurry.
it's kind of the same thing but in the secular world, I guess.
Yeah, it's all about terminology, to be perfectly honest, and also historical reference. The psychics, the wizards, the witches, the necromancers, all that kind of stuff in the Bible that have been warned against, you have to take it in historical context. In that particular time, the society, they were fighting between the monotheistic society and the polytheistic society. And some of the people that were claiming to be spiritually gifted, or they were psychics, or this or that, they actually weren't gifted, but they were taking advantage, and they were doing things, and so they were manipulating people and harming people. And at the same time, if they did have a slight gift, they were praising themselves for being. They're not realizing that the energy is coming through the divine, and down from the divine through them, so they can then serve the community with healing and help. That's the more proper way of doing it, being thankful and grateful for the gifts. And again, every religion's going to call it something different, whether it's God or, I'm going to put somebody in a lane of have to call the divine for themselves, because I think that that's too stifling.
Yeah.
And it's leaving people out, and it's just not how I work. But those biblical warnings are not about modern day people with gifts of discernment or healers or helpers, or those that are working to bring light. So I have soul searched for a very long time, and I did sit down with people with masters in divinity, PhDs in theology, lots of different pastors in my denomination, so I could understand it and sort of kind of come to terms with my ability and reconcile how does it mesh with my faith.
Yeah.
And to be able to finally find that lane of how it actually makes sense was so relieving to me, so calming to me, and such a blessing. Because then I finally knew I could live my truth and my purpose, and do so without being disparaging to my faith or to my gift. But I am a very metaphysical Christian. I am a very open-minded Christian. I mean, I believe a lot of things that probably the mainstream church isn't going to dig.
That's me.
Yeah,
that's
and
always been me since I was a kid. I don't match the same. You tell me this is this, and I'm like,
I gather and gain what I need out of my faith, but I'm also very eclectic and open-minded. Especially my cleansing kit goes from Christian to Catholic to Creole kind of traditions to Native American, to East Indian. I mean, I've got everything from all sorts of different countries, faiths, and beliefs, because that beautiful encompassing of all of the systems, I think, is the kind of harmony that the earth actually needs. Honestly, we've been in houses of Christians, Catholics, Muslims, Jewish people, East Indian and type of beliefs, Buddhists. I mean, Native American families. We've kind of covered everything.
We really couldn't do this work if we were of one faith, because that's not cross-cultural. There's lots of people from lots of different faiths and lots of different walks of life that need paranormal help.
Yeah, and so we like to be as embracing of everyone as we can, and not leave anybody out of the healing spectrum, because everybody deserves love, light, and healing. No matter where they are in their place of life, physically, mentally, socioeconomically, faith-based. It's like people need help, and so here we are, and so maybe someday your mom will be receptive to hearing that you got some validation.
Or maybe she'll watch the video.
Yeah, or maybe someday she'll watch the video. I mean, but but if she's not ever ready for that, then that's okay.
Stay.
Okay. Playing in the bushes.
Yes, you are.
Stuck in the bushes.
Good.
You feel the shift. You're like, wait, what?
Did my chest hurt?
Hear her. Say goodnight, kids.
Oh, yeah. That's right where I was getting a lot of high readings. Right to your left.
of a sudden I felt everything swirl and just into place. That's interesting.
Oh, very interesting, Bob.
All right. What do you people feel?
It's different.
Different good?
Different.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
What do you feel, Brent?
You know, I felt it's like wonky and dizzy out there before, and I don't feel anything. I feel nothing.
That is what I'm going for. Is
It just feels like the rest of the yard now.
Yeah. The wonky spot is better.
It just got sealed till high heaven, so. Now let's clear their home.
All right. Hi,
We're
Poopies.
gonna get barked at.
Hi, Poopies. Okay. It's okay.
Nice fog.
I have made your house foggy.
It's a good fog.
It is a happy fog.
Yeah.
Positive fog.
Positive fog.
Yeah.
We've attained positive fog.
Baby laughter.
She started laughing.
How are you feeling?
A little bit better. A bit lighter. I mean, their energy here wasn't horrible or anything. There was that one weird, creepy area, but mainly we're just really busy, and I think it comes down to the wife of the couple being sensitive. And
Lighthouse.
yeah. So I will be sending them the appropriate documentation. But I feel a lot better. I feel a lot lighter. And I kept feeling her dad following me around while I was doing the blessing.
Oh, yeah.
And like trying to help and be part of it. So I feel encouraged about it. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Good.
I think you're doing a good job as usual.
That's what we're on this earth for.
That's what we're here to do.
All right. Well, let's close her up.
Let's close it up.